So, The Open Window is a very funny short story by H. Munro, who goes by the pen name Saki. He was a British writer and he's famous for his comical writing, comical and satires. Okay, he's also famous for his satires. This story is actually making fun of a person who has a nerval disorder. It will seem something else from a different point of view because of the witty because of the girl who actually frames the entire story around the open window. We will find out the humor behind it all at the end. Okay, so let us start. The story, the backdrop of the story is that a man has come to the countryside and he has entered the house, or he has come to a visit to person's house. A woman is there, but she is not at present in the parlor, in the visiting parlor. So her niece comes down to greet this man and her niece talks with him. Okay, so let us start. Open page number 55 in your supplementary textbook. "My aunt will be down presently, Mr. Nuttall," said a very self-possessed young lady of 15. Self-possessed means a person, a woman, a girl who looks very much confident, very much, full of her worth. She knows what she is worth and she is very confident and she is very sober, controlled kind of appearance she has. Means almost like an adult woman. Okay. So this girl tells him that Mr. Nuttall, my aunt, will be down presently. That means just in a while she will be coming. In the meantime, you must try and put up with me. Okay, so in the meantime, when my aunt is still not here, you have to put up with me. That means you have to bear with me. You have to bear my company. You have to tolerate my company. Now, this is like a kind of, flattery, a kind of way of saying that you have to tolerate my company because my aunt will be. It's just a way of conversation. Till that time, you have to talk with me. Frampton Nuttall endeavoured to say something which should duly flatter the niece of the moment without unduly discounting the aunt that was to come. Okay, so in the meantime, there is Frampton Nuttall thought that what kind of reply. Now, Frampton Nuttall, something you should know about Mr. Nuttall is that he was a person who thought a lot before talking. He was a thinker. He was a very sensitive man and he was constantly thinking, what if? Okay, in his head, this big what if was always there. Okay. What if? What if I say this? What will happen if I say this? So in his mind he is thinking, how can I reply this woman, this little girl, this not a little girl, this girl, in a flattering manner without offending her aunt. That is, how can I keep a balance between the two? I cannot say that, of course, I will prefer your company more than your aunt's. You seem to be such a bright young girl. I cannot say that. Now, that would flatter her, but that would make her aunt seem less important. Okay, so he has to strike a balance between the two. He has to understand that I have to make this girl feel good about herself without offending her aunt, without unduly discounting the aunt that was going to come. That is, without unduly, okay, improperly discounting her, that is making her less when she is going to come. That means I cannot make her feel flattered in such a manner that her aunt will get some less importance. Okay, so he is thinking of that. Still now he hasn't responded to her anything. He could have simply said yes, yes, of course. That would have been it, but he is thinking, how can I reply this woman? Privately, he doubted more than ever whether these formal visits of a succession of total strangers would do much towards helping the nerve cure which he was supposed to be undergoing. Now, notice the language in which it is written. That is the way in which the writing has been given. It is of the era in which he is writing. late 19th, early 20th century. This was his writing period. So his writing is quite fluid, quite simple. Still there is a, roundabout way of saying things, which is kind of literary, which is quite appealing. So he says privately. Privately means in privacy, that is for himself. This is something which he is thinking to himself, that he doubted more than ever whether these formal visits of a succession of total strangers. So he has been ordered. Let me give you the story backdrop. Okay, it will be easy for you to understand. Mr. Nuttall was suffering from a nervous disease, a nerval disease, and his doctor has prescribed that he should leave London and he should go to a village. He should go to the countryside where he should take a retreat. He should stay there for some time, have a vacation, and then he can come back to London feeling fresh. Now he decided, fine, I'm going to go to the countryside. The moment he decided that he is going to go to the countryside, his sister, who had lived in this place before, told him that if you go there, you have to meet these people who are there in the neighborhood. You have to meet these families who are good, well-to-do families. You have to go there and you have to make acquaintances with them. You have to visit them. And his sister also accompanied number of letters with him. She also gave him a lot of letters which he could produce whenever he was introduced to a family. That is, he would go to visit one family, he would give the letter of the sister, then that person will also identify him, and then they would have an easy friendship, easy camaraderie. Okay. Now he doesn't feel like it will help him in any way to cure his nerval problem, but because his sister had insisted on that, doing that, he had to accept it. Okay, he knew that it is not going to help him at all to visit strangers, a succession of strangers, that means one stranger after another stranger, to visit this random people was not going to benefit him in any manner. So he felt like his sister was not really good in deciding about how to lead a life when he was in the retreat. Okay, so if he was left on his own, he could have been much happier, but because his sister insisted that he visit all these people, that's why he came to visit them. So here he is referring to that. Privately, he doubted more than ever whether these formal visits of a succession of total strangers would do much towards helping him. 1 minute is left. So he understood that he doubted, he was confused, and he was not really assured whether visiting strangers would help him in curing his nerval disease, the problem of his nerves which he was suffering from. Okay, he suffered from hypertension, he suffered from a nerval problem, he was constantly nervous, he was constantly afraid. Okay, so these things wouldn't cure if he visits people. He believed that if he was set on his own, he would have been better. Now we get to know what his sister had said. I know how it will be, his sister had said when he was preparing to migrate to this rural retreat, okay, to this place where he was going to get away from the city. Rural means village. You will bury yourself down there and not speak to a living soul. So his sister was kind of a dominating nature, adoring also of her brother, and so she cared a lot about him, and she believed that being in the company of people would actually help him. And so she said that when you are going to the village, I know what you will try to do. You will just go there and you will just read books throughout the day. You will not talk with anybody. You will simply stay inside the room, and your nerves will be worse than ever from moping. Moping means feeling sad all the time. Okay, feeling depressed all the time. You will be inside that home and you will be just alone. There will not be a person with whom you will have a conversation, and you will just go on feeling bad for yourself. You will have self-pity, and throughout the day you will simply sit doing nothing, and that will make your nerval problems even worse. I shall just give you letters of introduction to all the people I know there. Some of them, as far as I can remember, were quite nice. Okay, so his sister is also funny. So she says that some of them are quite nice. But I'm giving you letters of introduction to all the people I know. But only some of them, some of those people are quite nice. Okay, so I'm not going to do anything more today, because we have run out of time. Today it's a 20 minutes class. So next day I'm going to continue with it. Okay, students? Bye, students.